fans, welcome back to another week, another edition of the Korean StarCraft League, the KSL week number 58. Ooh, it's great to be back here once again after a 2-week hiatus. We are back here with your weekly or bi-weekly dose of Korean StarCraft. I'm of course Showside VIP, and with me I'm joined by the amazing people in the chat, by these amazing players in the bracket as well. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys don't know how to look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is packed, and we are jumping into our first series. We're jumping into our first TVP, and spawning in the top left hand corner of side Delta, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Teal Protoss. It is LunaSea. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Canadian Terran player, the Red Terran. It is Greenert, who is not green. Just saying. Este Greenert, pap. Yes, the Greenert. But good. Oh, but again, good morning, everyone. Good to be back here once again this lovely Saturday morning. I say morning, it's now 1 p.m. Now getting to the afternoon. But also welcome everyone in the chat. I see Este Demi, papi. You forgot about KSL, papi. Demi, what's going on? Este Demi. Of course, we have a jam-packed weekend. We have KSL, we have STC, we have many more events on the horizon, of course. So make sure you check out the calendar, check out the events over the weekend. Ooh, as we are moving out with a bit of a probe scout. Again, across the map, it is going to be the proxy racks. It's going to be 2 racks opener. We have 1 at home. We have 1 across the map as well. 2 racks Reaper here from Greenert. Ideally looking to pose a threat to harass the middle line, maybe even catch some probe kills as well. Very, very aggressive start out of Greenert. Not the most all-in or not the most committed, but aggressive nonetheless. We'll see what Greenert can get done with this opener. Meanwhile, of course, LunaSea back across the map, just scouting, checking, does get eyes on the racks, and does attempt to delay the expansion, is going in for a follow-up scout, trying to get a read on what's going on, trying to make sure that everything is on the up and up, and will confirm the lack of CC. The longer this goes on, the more suspicious this does become, as the probe is locked into the main base. Back at home, it's going to be a Zealot first, and LunaSea is looking for the proxy. LunaSea is scouting, LunaSea is searching, and LunaSea will barely not find it, for the Reaper has arrived. Zealot is out. Shield, 2 shield. Oh my god! that's a big reaction out of LunaSea. 2 shield batteries on the way. But the Reaper bypasses the main ramp, does get into the main, will pose a threat, and will threaten one of the probes. Probe's getting low. Ooh, can the Reaper snipe it? Up! Gets 1. Does get 1. 1 probe does go down. And alas, the other workers are getting quite low as well. Stalker has arrived. We can get a second probe though. 2 probes do 4, more Reapers across the map. 3 probes even. Oh my, not bad. Not a bad start. 3 probe kills. Reaper will be shut down, but we have 2 more where that came from. Alas, now with the shield batteries, with the wall off, LunaSea should be safe and sound as our 4th probe goes down, and the Zealot as well. I imagine Zealot should fall, but again, this was pretty big damage here. 4 probe kills, not just that, but 2 shield batteries as well. That was a big reaction. That was an overreaction out of LunaSea. That does put Greenert in a bit of a better position. Is still expanding, of course, is transitioning back at home. CC is on the way. The probe will confirm. The probe will confirm, as that is going to be a 5th worker falling for LunaSea. Oh my god! And we're not just going for the expand, we're going for a 3rd CC. Okay, interesting response here by Greenert. You have my attention, papi. Going 3 CC, 3 racks. In a very interesting manner here. Not the most typical setup for this build, but we're getting there nonetheless. Did I say 3 CC, 3 racks? Oh, no, yeah, okay. For a moment, I was like, are we building a 4th rack? No, it is floating back home, so we are settling in towards the mid-game, and if LunaSea isn't aggressive enough, if LunaSea doesn't punish, then Greenert will snowball out of control in the mid-game. Oh boy, there is potential. There's potential there to snowball. Meanwhile, Reaper's moving out across the map. Again, just containing our opponents here. LunaSea opting to go for the tech of choice of a Stargate. Checking the vision, Greenert, I believe, has not scouted the tech, is unaware of whether it's going to be a Robo, a Twilight Council, or a Stargate. Greenert, does poke in, but last cannot quite get much scouting information. If he dips into the natural, we'll confirm. For now, is in the dark. Oh, that is a fast factory even. Okay, interesting. So, very greedy here by Greenert. Very greedy play. Has a bare minimum to defend. I would even say does not have enough to defend. The Oracle moves out. Reapers will confirm. The Oracle will spend some energy on the Reapers. That will give Greenert some time to respond. There we go. Cyclone immediately on the way. And again, these Reapers are buying time. A second Reaper goes down. and the Oracle will be running out of energy. Alas, just the single Oracle opener. It's not Stargate into Phoenixes, Stargate into any more committed play, Oracle into Blink. Interesting. A bit of a hard switch here for LunaSea. Working towards a ground-based army, working towards Blink Stalkers. LunaSea does move out, catching another Reaper. Good pickoff. One Reaper left. Behind this bunker, thankfully, is done. Oracle into the main, but alas, not that much energy to work with. The Oracle won't get much done. And plenty of Marines to defend. Greenert will hold. Greenert will be able to hold on. And so far, so good. Trying to catch another Adept. Looks like we will. We do confirm, though, big scout for LunaSea. I mean, with the Adept, with the Oracle earlier, the third TC was scouted, was spotted, and now LunaSea is aware of how greedy Greenert is being, and how do you respond to the greed? I mean, we have a regular third base timing here from LunaSea, going for a Dark Shrine. That's an interesting choice. I mean, this is a way to try to punish greed, that is true, but on the downside, it's 3 orbital, which means we have that many more scans available. The likelihood of this DT follow-up actually getting damage done, it's not going to be as high. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. I mean, I agree with this decision. DTs most likely won't get much done because of the 3CC, so LunaSea will shift gears. Does shift gears entirely. We do have a Gateway Explosion on the way. Fortune +1 as well. We'll see how LunaSea does change his approach here. We're even trying to hide that stasis trap as well. Let's go. I appreciate it. Here we go, as Greenert again has no intention of really pushing out and moving out across the map. We'll break free so we can expand and take a third base. So far, LunaSea doing a good job at just thinning out the Marine counter before medevacs have arrived. But here comes the tank, and with these sieges, we should be able to slowly break out and expand and take that third. The stasis, oh my god, stays so close yet so far, and the Marines, no, they do get trapped, and the majority of the army is going to be stasis. With this, LunaSea can rotate, can try and delay the third base even longer. Yeah, the tank is out of range. Stim is done for the Marines, and I'm sure LunaSea hoping to bait out a Stim. Ooh, Marines are going down. Yeah, CC under fire. If we had those reinforcements, we could defend. The CC's taking a lot of damage. Oh my god, taking a lot of hits. There's that first Stim. Army did Stim forward. Stalkers blink away. Fourth Nexus on the way. I do like the timing of the fourth base. Again, LunaSea needs to rush into a fourth base economy. Taking into charge. +1. Temple Archives. But Greenert looks like has stabilized on 3 bases. Is going to be able to get up and running. Is going to be able to stabilize. Because Shell on the way. +1. Whew. And now we can settle down and build up. And I mentioned before that because of the fast third TC, Greenert will be able to snowball out of control in the mid game, and we are almost there. Greenert has been building up. There's a reason why he's up in army supply right now, and soon he will push across the map. But there is another stasis. Oh! Okay, this time gets triggered. Does catch 1 tank. Greenert does attempt to move out. And Stalkers will delay. Catching 2 Marines. Scan reveals the lack of 4th base at least. Greenert now aware of the expansion. Well, meanwhile, LunaSea getting ready for a big Zealot counterattack at the same time. Again, LunaSea has eyes on the main army, and as Greenert moves out, LunaSea will be moving in. Greenert scans, confirms a 3rd base, confirms lack of gases, is aware this should mean it's a mass gateway composition, no Colossus, no Disruptors, just Zealots, Stalkers, and Archons. And I believe Storm has not been researched. So no Storm, no splash damage. At the same time, there's that Zealot run by. Does hit the 3rd base. Oh, tanks have yet to siege. Yeah, Zealots, they collapse on in. Tanks sieging up, but how many of them will go down before they get a shot off? 2 tanks. 2 tanks do fall instantly. 1 tank left. And suddenly the backbone of this army is that much weaker. At the same time, Zealots across the map, they get 6 SCVs, they catch reinforcements, and they are still not dealt with. The Zealots, they're getting so much done. At the same time, the final tank falls, medevac as well, and Greenert is being picked apart. He's being picked apart at this point. What is there left? Yes, Marines and Marauders, but not much else. Has to pull away. LunaSea taking a 5th expansion. Just still building up. Oh, this I'm a little bit less certain of, but we are going for the dive. Zelda cleaned up Archon, putting in a lot of work, but the first Archon is gonna fall. The second Archon as well. And it looks like Greenert should hold on, but despite holding, the SCVs, so many SCVs going down, it's not gonna be enough here as a GG gets called and LunaSea breaks through. LunaSea takes game number 1. GG. Again, very nice pickups by LunaSea, slowing down the army. More importantly, though, keeping tabs on the army. Because LunaSea had constant revelations, constant stasis traps, and was able to keep track of the main push, was able to punish it. The Zealot run-by was brutal. Likewise, catching the main army, catching the tanks as they were sieging as well. If it weren't for those couple of key moments here, then Greenert would have snowballed out of control and could have broken the third, and maybe gotten the fourth, and snowballed from there. Was on a knife's edge, but LunaSea did deal with Greenert, and with that, LunaSea takes a lead. Does take a lead, and we'll see if he can close it out with a 2-0 or if Greenert can bounce back. I want to believe, especially after watching game 1, it wasn't the most one-sided of games. I want to believe that Greenert can pose a threat to LunaSea. LunaSea is a more of an accomplished, or at least regular player here in the KSL, as he's a Korean player, but we'll see how Greenert does compare. And I want to see the ace match, Pappy. Send it. Let's go. As we are loading into one of the smaller maps in the map pool, loading into Ghost River. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Teal Protoss. Representing himself, leading the series 1-0, it is LunaSea. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Canadian Terran player, the Red Terran. Down on the series, looking to bounce back and force the ace match. It is Greenert. Here we go. We are going to be settling in, and we'll see how our players do decide to shift their builds. As a reminder, Greenert did open up 2 Rax Reaper last game and was able to get 5 probe kills. Like, again, the start of the game for Greenert was honestly pretty solid. To get 5 probes, to get into a 30C follow-up, and to get away with it as well, to defend against the counterattack. Like, it was a very strong start for Greenert. Can he replicate that success? From the side of LunaSea, if you remember, went for a Stargate opener into an Oracle, into a Blink follow-up with heavy gateways. Did think about DTs last game, and that tells us that DTs might be on the mind, and here in game 2, we might even see them come to fruition. Might even see some of them invisible men all over the place. Everywhere. We'll see. Alas, it was cancelled last game, and I'm all for it. I wasn't too fond of the DT follow-up, and LunaSea did think otherwise as well. But we'll see if there's space for it and a place for it here in game 2. Catching up in the chat. Pretty sure Greenert is Canadian. Yes, he is. He is. I've been introducing him as a Canadian. I apologize if that was not made clear. All right, someone's asking, only Koreans and those living in Korea can participate? No, that is not true. It is open to everyone. It is open to all players. It is focused on a Korean time zone and focused on the Korean server, but anyone can play. If you look at the bracket, we have players from Vietnam, we have players from Canada, we have players from the Americas as well. It is open to all, just has restrictions on server and of course the allocated time as well. A reason why we don't get many, if any, Europeans playing in this. I remember there was like 1 week where we had Bratok. Shout out to Bratok for competing that one time. But it's very rare for Europeans to play in this. Not just because right now it's like what, 4 a.m. It's really late in Europe, so most Europeans are sleeping. On top of that, because of the forcing, or because the games are played on the Korean server, it's just really bad ping for Europeans, so they just don't bother. Typically, again, there was that one time we had Bratok. I think maybe Wayne played once as well, maybe. But yeah, it is more of a rarity. As behind this, we have our initial openers here. Was double gas opener, later expansion, CC's delayed. Cyclones are on the way. The Cyclones will shut this down, but that is a massive delay on the command center. Ay, not like this. Adepts will shade away, and so far the damage has been done. They killed 1 SCV, and again, a heavy delay in the expansion. Reaper gets across the map. That is a second factory. Oh my god. Greener, what are we cooking? Let's go. We're cooking something wild, Papi. Oh my god, Adepts, they will not be allowed into the main. More Cyclones on the way. With the reactor, I imagine just Mass Cyclone. And Mass Cyclone used to be a thing as we delay the CC even further. Ay. Big delay here. As we're at the 4-minute mark, and just now the commands are just finishing up. But this build was a lot more prevalent in the meta a couple of months ago in the previous patch. For those of you that were around, of course, at the start of the year, the Cyclone patch, when the Cyclone was more of a menace and it was being massed in every single matchup, we did see Mass Cyclone have its own stint in this matchup as well, and it was terrifying. It was disgusting. Ever since then, I haven't really seen this too often. I think I've seen Gumiho go, no, sorry, not Gumiho, Homeowner recently, a week ago or a couple of days ago, did actually have a TVP where he also massed Cyclone. I think Homeowner went up to 12. It was on Goldenora, if you remember. It was on Goldenora. He went up to 12 Cyclones and then transitioned into a more biocentric army. I say that he was playing very turtly, yes, but switched out of Cyclone into bio. Here this time, Greenert, we'll see where we stop, as we are once again getting 12 Cyclones, and we could go further from there. Oh boy. Cyclones are moving out. Ooh, and the Stalkers, they barely do catch a glimpse. Cyclones are spotted. Observer coming in. Stalkers, they will be able to engage. Likewise, the Cyclones, they get their lock-ons. They take down a Stalker, take down barely, not a second. Blink is done. These are rough trades with the Stalkers. They're going down one after the other. There's 3 Stalkers left. 3 versus 3. Up. Oh my god, down to 2. 2 Stalkers remaining. Meanwhile, more reinforcements are on the way, and Greenert does break through the Stalkers. Gets on top of the 3rd base. Attempts to force a cancel. Meanwhile, LunaSea has time to rebuild, to warp in. But I don't think he can save the expansion. He's going to try, though. LunaSea, he will try. Will he succeed, though? The Zealot did tank a lot of those lock-ons. Oh my god, but the DPS is just too damn high. We rally across the map. The rush distance by ground is so short on this map. We're rallying across and we are just overwhelming LunaSea. The boys have arrived! The boys are here! The repairs! They top up the Cyclones. The base is going to be killed, not cancelled. And what? No Immortals. There's a Robo. There's a Robo that's being chronoed, but no Immortals coming out. Without Immortals, without something more robust here, the Stalkers, they cannot hold their own. And lock-ons are brutal. Even with the shield battery, it doesn't even matter. Overcharge gets popped, shield battery gets targeted down. And there's 5 Stalkers left. They're barely standing. Where are the boys? Oh, get in there, Papi. Get in there. Boys are being pulled. Probes are going down. Oh, this is becoming too much. It's becoming game-ending damage. LunaSea may have delayed the expansion for so long, but what about his own bases back at home? As the boys, they now finally come back in. Barely trying to get repairs off. And there's almost nothing left. Dark Shrine finish. Oh, the Dark Shrine gets scouted. The Dark Shrine has been thrown out. We spoke about it earlier about maybe the resurgence of the Dark Shrine or DTs here in game number 2, as we didn't quite get them in game 1. We have 1 DT waddling in. Do we have a scan? We do. There is a scan available. And there it is. DT will actually get out of scan range, though. Uh-oh. Does get out of range. LunaSea on 22 workers. Losing another Zealot, but it looks like Greenert has to back off. Has to retreat, has to back off. And is building back up back at home, still going Mass Cyclone. And again, how do you deal with Mass Cyclone? I mean, Immortals for one. Again, Immortals are quite tanky. They do bonus damage, of course, to said Cyclones. That's also why Mech isn't as viable against Protoss, but alas, we just have been focusing on purely gateway units, on Stalkers, on DTs. And LunaSea, he's in a bit of trouble. I mean, he's down to 1.5 bases. The Mass Cyclone, the Mass Cyclone is popping off. DT does waddle in, does spot the move out. Missile turrets are ready. And we have a Raven on the way. There's a scan. Keen eyes at a Greenert, does notice. And Greenert has to be careful. There's no reason to push in. There's no reason to break into the natural. All Greenert has to do is deny the 3rd. Just chill, calm down, deny the 3rd base, throw down more Raxes, throw down a 3rd CC. 3rd CC is already done in the main. We have an armory on the way, and which we just have to build up. Just build up, play it slow, play it steady, take a breath. Like, I'm sure the adrenaline is pumping, Bobby. I'm sure Greenert, he's like, I'm so close to just killing LunaSea. And he's going in once again. Does have the Raven. Raven almost gets targeted down. Overcharge gets popped. And we do see LunaSea trying to make a stand. Oh, we do have the auto turret though. GG gets called. It's going to be too much. And Greenert breaks through, ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. Let's go. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. GG. Oh, settling in and diving into the ace match. Again, LunaSea made a tough call. I'm referring to the moment where LunaSea tried to fight and tried to save the third base. I do think that was a bit of a mistake. LunaSea fighting without any shield batteries, fighting without his defense advantage, and did, again, fight for that third. In the end, it cost him his army, it cost him the third base as well. Everything snowballed out of control from that moment, and from there, Greenert was able to break the natural as well. LunaSea, like myself included, to be fair, not really expecting the damage output of those cyclones to be as great as it was, as severe as it was. Things very quickly snowballed out of control, despite the blink control and the blink stalkers. It was just too much. And GG, Greenert popping up. And now we're jumping into the next game. Now, something I should emphasize as well, this build from Greenert specifically is that much more powerful on that map on a Ghost River because it has short the rush distances by ground. You can just rally across the map and it takes seconds for units to meet up with your main army. So that kind of aggressive build and all-ins are favored on a small map like Ghost River. Here on a larger map, less so. So we should be seeing something different. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Teal Protoss, representing, or being forced into the ace match, being forced into game 3. Can he bounce back? It is LunaSea. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Red Terran player, representing Orphan Land of Canada, representing himself, but tying up the series and forcing the ace match. Can he keep going? It is Greenert. Go. So we've already had some wild builds this game, also, sorry, this series, and we'll see how the series concludes. We'll see what is done here in the ace match. Keep an eye on both Greenert and LunaSea. For now, ooh, 2 racks opener. Okay, I mean, the probe should confirm, and the probe will confirm as well, so bold move by Greenert to go for this build, especially it's very similar to what we saw in game 1, but everything's back at home and everything's scouted as well, so LunaSea will be playing safe. Now in game 1, if you remember, LunaSea did overreact by throwing down extra shield batteries at the natural. I imagine he won't react as hard this time, but we'll approach this in a more safer map. So gate cyber expand here from LunaSea. Everything looking as it should. My eyes are definitely on Greenert. I'm curious if he's waiting to deal with this probe and then throw down like another Rax or a factory into a one base all in. I'm curious if that's the plan here. We'll see what is done once the probe is cleaned up by the Reaper. Because again, like, Greenert getting scattered already here is a little bit less than ideal, so I'm curious if there's layers to this build. As the probe is going to be recalled back home, is going to be saved. Nicely done here by LunaSea. Reaper moves out. And we have, of course, 2 more Reapers on the way back at home. We should be setting up with shield batteries. There we go, shield battery in the main base mineral line. So this time, if you remember in game 1, Greenert killed 5 probes. This time, it's going to be difficult to even get 1. So far, a good reaction of CC on the high ground into our add-ons. Greenert is going to be committing into, I believe, 4 Reapers? 3. Okay. 3 Reapers for Greenert. Just the 3. And he doesn't even attempt to poke in. He's going to be staying here in the center of the map, working towards a much faster transition into Reactor Tech Lab. If you remember, in game 1, Greenert did go up to 4 Reapers, I believe. Went up to 4 Reapers, or was it 5? It was either 4 or 5. I think it might have been 5. So he committed a little bit harder. This time, faster transition into Stim, of course. This can lead into a 3 racks. True. Reapers, they dive into the main base. Shield battery putting in a lot of work, and so far not a single probe goes down. So far, nice defense out of LunaSea. We'll defend, it will deflect the army. And from here, we are still building up. The probe scout does confirm, so nicely done here by LunaSea. We'll lose a probe, but LunaSea is now fully aware of what's going on, and the chances of this turning into a 3 racks or committed bioplay is quite high. Factory follow-up here from Greenert. Okay, so it looks like we're leaning towards a 2-1-1. Now, what I'm gonna be keeping my eye out for is gonna be either a third Rax or a starport. We'll see. If it's gonna be a third Rax, it should be a 2-base all-in. If it's a starport, then a 2-1-1 into a longer game. The other option would be a third CC, which would be quite greedy. So, do we see greed, aggression, all-in? What's it gonna be? As the Oracle does dip into the main with Stargate opener, Oracle has arrived. Marines out of position. No. Yeah, Marines are not quite able to respond in time. 2 probes go down. 3 SCVs even. 4 SCVs. Getting up to 5. 5, almost 6 SCVs going down. The Oracle takes a lot of damage, but the Oracle will escape. And that is a lot of lost mining time. Based on this much damage, 5 SCVs, lost mining time, second Oracle, third Oracle on the way. That's a big commitment this time for LunaSea. Getting for 3 Oracles, delaying the Twilight Council in favor of Mass Oracle. I wouldn't be opposed to an all-in, but starport out of Greenert. I was gonna say, because there's so much damage being done, I wouldn't be opposed to going for like a... It's too late for a third Rax now, I guess. I was gonna say a 2-base all-in where you pull the boys, but we're not set up for it. Instead, it is gonna be a 2-1-1. Third base being taken, Oracle's into the main. And Greenert, he just doesn't have enough DPS. The Marines, they go down one after the other. And this is becoming critical damage. This is far too much. 6, 7 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this, papi. As LunaSea pops off in the main, Reapers across the map don't get much done. And Greenert's being pulled apart here. I mean, the bunker should be able to hold on. We can repair, of course, pull the boys to keep that bunker up and running. Tank now arriving as well. But this is a very rough position for Greenert as LunaSea takes a third. Taking up, but Blink is on the way. Forge for +1. More Stalkers rallying across the map. And LunaSea is just containing his opponent. And this build of Greenert ideally wanted to move out with some drop play, but the Marine count is so thinned out already. And I'm not so sure Greenert can ever leave. I don't think he can. As Oracles, they come in from behind. They go for the middle line once again. This time the natural. We do have Stim. The Oracle's going to be forced back, but the bunker does fall. Again, just pulling Greenert apart. Across the map, at least 2 probes did get picked up by the Reapers, but Reapers likewise being shut down. Dark Shrine on the way. In this scenario, I do like the Dark Shrine just because Greenert has limited economy. Because so many SCVs have gone down, I mean, we've been muling. Like, Greenert, he's had to mule so hard here to keep himself afloat. There is a turret in the natural. LunaSea does spot it, but there is no turret in the... Oh, no, never mind. There is a turret in the main base as well. So dealing economic damage in either of these bases is going to be difficult. We'll see how we use the Dark Shrine. We'll see how LunaSea makes use of the DTs as we blink into the main. The tank goes down. Oh, no. Stasis is baited out. Nicely done. See Greenert holding onto the stim. Doesn't waste it. I mean, there's no medevacs. Second medevacs on the way. As the first one did get across the map. Another tank falls. The Marines, they stim in. They will scout the Dark Shrine. A nice scout here from Greenert. He will get into the mineral line. 3 probes do fall. And this will drag LunaSea back home. This drop isn't necessarily doing critical damage, but it's just giving Greenert breathing room to expand, to settle in, to play some StarCraft. As I say that, though, the Oracles, they still do pose a threat. And they're coming back in. Keeping tabs on Greenert. And there is still no third CC. And it looks like there isn't going to be one. We had a choice to make. Third CC or Raxes. We're going for the 3 Raxes instead. Oh my god. Greenert is going to be stasis. Okay, third CC now on the way. Very late third. 4th base already in production for LunaSea. And we're pulling the boy. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not ideal. Not the ideal scenario to pull the boys, but Greenert knows there's nothing else we can do at this point. Boys are being pulled. It has to be the all-in. Still going for the third CC though. Let's go. A bit of everything. And LunaSea does scout the all-in, does scout the boys being pulled. We'll try to chip away at the army from the back line. DTs as well. Oh my god. I mean, they're going to be ideal in this scenario. Do we have a scan? Overcharges, pop the oracles, they go ham. One tank falls. There's still two more on the high ground. DT stuck in the back line. There's a scan. Two DTs go down. More reinforcements being caught out. And Greenert will kill the third, but the third doesn't matter too much. There's already a fourth on the way. Greenert needs more damage. More DTs waddling in. There's a scan. Oh my god, the juggling! The pickup saves the tanks. Very nice control out of Greenert. But the SCVs, they're being thinned out. One after the other. Another Dark Templar does waddle in. And down goes the entire army. The tanks, the Liberators, the Marines, the boys, everything. And this is all that Greenert had left. Again, it was just a rough game, a rough start to the game as well. Greenert just never really got any momentum. And it led into this game saying, GG, well played, good luck, and LunaSea will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. Let's go. GG, well played. I mean, it was a very explosive series, went all the way to the ace match. It was great to see both LunaSea and Greenert pop off, especially in game number 2. But again, here in game 3, it was just a really rough start for Greenert. When it comes to the initial opener being scattered, when it comes to the follow-up being punished as well, with the oracles, with the stalkers, it was, yeah, LunaSea was just all over Greenert and just never really allowed him to get into his initial build, which was supposed to be a 2-1-1. It was supposed to be a stim timing with the 2-1-1 with 2 medevacs, but alas, Greenert lost too much in the lead up to that, and it did end up falling apart. Did commit to an all-in towards the end. It was kind of the only real option, but even then, like, he wasn't really set up for a 2-base all-in. GG, well played. With that, LunaSea will advance on into the next round, and let's catch up on the bracket and on that series. Let's go.